Hey, I'm Jamie from Guitarist magazine, and today we're going to take a look at a very interesting acoustic. You probably heard of the maker Collings, who makes high-end acoustics in Texas, and they've come up with a very original concept in this Waterloo WL-14 X guitar. As you notice, it doesn't say Collings on the headstock, it says Waterloo, and the reason for that we'll have to explain by doing a bit of history. Back in the 1930s, there was a world global economic downturn called the Great Depression, and Gibson was having trouble selling some of its higher-end acoustics. And so they brought out a cheaper brand called Kalamazoo, which is where they were based. And these guitars, whilst they were made a little bit more on a sort of budget basis, had a kind of charm and a tone of their own. And Collings has decided to replicate those Kalamazoo guitars, or at least evoke the spirit of them, in some new built guitars, which are very vintage looking. They have authentic vintage tonal features. And they've even gone so far to replicate those Kalamazoo guitars as to leave little glue globs on the lining and things like that, which is something that never ever happens on real sort of core line Collings guitars, because they're far too good at making instruments. So this is something which is a guitar that's been made beautifully, but with deliberate little cosmetic hints at the vibe of these Depression era instruments made by Gibson as Kalamazoo. So if you've got that, let's talk about some of the other features of this guitar. So what makes it a vintage style instrument? So it's 14 frets to the body, mahogany back and sides, and a spruce top. You can get this in either an X-braced top or a ladder braced top, which is kind of a little bit more assertive toned, slightly more forceful sound, and perhaps a bit more vintage correct, if you like. It's got a period correct ebony nut here, as you can see, and all of the hardware is being kind of subtly aged and is in keeping with those Kalamazoo instruments of the 30s. So let's have a little listen to it and see how this interesting instrument sounds.